the third, and Bohn has led after each round, all 5 rounds this week. And Lawrence trying to become the first player in quite a while to win from that 5th seed. Steve Hoskins last to win from the number 5 spot in the Bayer Brunswick TPC in November of '97.
Solid 7-pin for Rick Lawrence. You know, there's some variables in this game as far as who I think has the best chance to win. Now, Rick Lawrence certainly has the command of the lanes. He's been on them for the last, over an hour. But he's never won a tournament, so I think that pressure could certainly get to him. But I still like him to win.
No problem with that 7-pin spare.
And it will be important to see how Parker starts out early in the match. If he can get out to a good start, that could very well dictate how he's going to do throughout the game.
Bringing it back. Oh, how about it from the Jackson Masher? Parker Bohn, a big strike to start off this title match.
Well, a big strike, or was that a lucky strike? Very fortunate. The ball's going to come in high, and the 6-pin just really very fortunate to be tripped out. He likes it. He's going to take it any way he can get it right now. He has led this tournament, as you can see, from round 1 all the way through match play, never out of the lead. And when you do that, Phil, you feel like it's your tournament. You deserve it.
Big double to start off the title match. Putting some pressure on Rick Lawrence. He has responded before.
Well, 10-pin lead for Parker Bohn III. For Rick Lawrence, he'd best respond, although I'm still a little concerned with how that first strike of Parker's struck on lane 32, because it was so high. Boy, still looks nervous, doesn't he, Phil?
Yeah, I tell you, he's shaking. He is cool under pressure.
Now, 41-year-old Rick Lawrence from the Colony, Texas, showing me a lot.
Third frame.
For the double, 6-pin once again.
So Lawrence a spare strike, trying to get a spare here in the third frame. Parker Bohn started off this match with a double.
Yeah, and a spare. Oh, we've got Rick Benoit with us. That's Parker Bohn III's ball rep. And Rick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Mark.
Okay, the first shot that Parker threw on this right-hand lane came in a little bit high.
He definitely has the right lane hooking earlier. That was the discussion before the match. The ball he chose is more aggressive than the other one, so they are afraid of it hooking a little bit earlier.
Well, he certainly made the right adjustment. Rick, what do you think of Rick Lawrence? I mean, pretty impressive.
I'm pretty familiar with Rick down in the Southwest region. Everybody knows this guy. He's another Walter. He's got the horseshoe. That's his reputation. But I told Parker, this is all about heart and all about attitude. The first of the match, it doesn't mean anything. It's the last part of the match that means it.
Okay, Rick. Well, let's sit back and enjoy Parker Bohn here in the fourth frame, and we'll check back with Rick a little later in the match.
Fourth frame, working on 3 in a row.
He's got a hold. Oh, and a solid 10. But the ball was left off his hand. Ball ends up high flush, but it never gets far enough to the left-hand side. Watch as the pins just jump right over that 10-pin.
Wow.
That's a heartbreaker.
So Parker trying to pick up the 10-pin. Finished second to Walter Ray in Player of the Year honors last year. Wants desperately to win that prestigious award this year. He said in 1989 he set sights on Player of the Year in the 90s, and this is it.
Well, this is his last chance, and then I think he's got a pretty good stranglehold on that. Rick Lawrence working on a spare strike here to keep that 19-pin deficit. His wife Gail looks on.
Right back in the pocket, and spare strike, spare strike.
Little approval from Mrs. Lawrence. What Rick Benoit was alluding to the horseshoe, it's the way that he releases the ball. You know, he's kind of got the ball in like a little bit of a U. Does not do a lot to it.
Could use this double and put a little heat on our tournament leader. He's come back with a double, and Parker, after starting off a 3 in a row spare, Bohn still leads by 9 pins.
Lawrence just will not go away.
Twisting up, just the 7-pin, but nice shot off the hand of Parker, his son, Parker the 4th. Birthday coming up Saturday, he'll be 10. Also got to mention Evan. You can't just say one.
Now there's the flat 7, and he knows this ball wasn't thrown quite the way he wanted to. He's going to take the spare. You know, Phil, Rick was alluding to earlier that don't worry so much about the first part of the match. The second part of the match that counts. Well, we're now officially in the second part of the match. Coming into the 6th frame. Parker Bohn with an 8-pin lead. Rick Lawrence working on 2 strikes in a row.
Parker with 3 first-place finishes this year, 3 more second-place finishes. He has just had a tremendous year, earnings of just about $200,000. He'll eclipse that mark with this tournament.
There it is. No chance for anything to stand on that shot. Great shot from Parker Bohn.